Last game of Saturday, headed into Championship Sunday. Getting ready for Game 1, brought to you by Progressive, the Ultimates versus Complexity. Dazzler, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Okay, this one is as split as the chat, as split as the analyst predictions. A lot of people giving this one to Complexity early. Complexity have taken down Ultimates before. It's up to First Killer, Chronic, and LJ to see if they can change that narrative right now.
It seems to, or at least for the desk stacks in particular, citing the defense that can be the difference maker to beat Ultimates. And we'll see how that defense holds up. We just watched some insane defense in the last game. We'll certainly see if Complexity have that kind of force. They certainly do with, longtime mainstays, Razebull and CRR. But how about the new kid on the block? Diaz opening up the gates here for the first goal.
Side flip from First Killer gives Diaz a lane. LJ low boost. It's a simple air dribble bump, baby, from Diaz. He recognizes it. He's played enough once to see the situation, and he lands that first goal for Complexity.
That's exactly why they wanted him on this team. Diaz is a playmaker. He can make those happen. You give him an inch, he can take the whole ruler. But the Ultimates, they have a high-powered offense on this team. Last year, a lot of people were talking about, maybe we should see First Killer and LJ together. And I think you've seen some of those fruits for sure, but still some meat on the bone for this Ultimates roster. And we are only halfway through the first split here of this team. But this Complexity roster, with how really quietly consistent that they've been, Daz, not just they struggled a bit in South America, but still were able to post decent results outside of Furia and Secret. They come to North America, they find themselves a good placement in Open 1 and in position to make this major. And this is the hurdle that they got to climb as LJ tries for the pass and it's cut off.
Yeah, but this is something that they want another chance here. Again. Diaz back to back. You just stop giving him the ball in these situations. I mean, look at this.
Absolutely.
Now it's First Killer who's a victim. Look at that. Put him on a poster. It's in your net.
You gotta love it. He's just turning ball cam off. He does not care. He'll pick every single one of those up. And if you've watched Diaz's 1v1 career, you'll know he'll connect on those more than not.
I like that from the kickoff. They sit the ball so CRR and Diaz can get boost. Diaz still in the back for a boost here. And they were able to get a little bit of possession for the time being. But now they got to hold on here defensively as First Killer gets one right back off the assist from Chronic.
Yeah, Diaz gets a taste of his own medicine here, trying to defend the front position. Turns back around on Chronic, but really just put himself in perfect position to get bumped. And there's no challenge coming. Too hesitant there from Diaz. If you're going to be front, you just got to go. And he waits way too long.
Good call on that, Jorby. You're right. I mean, Diaz, he knew exactly what, Chronic could have had in the bag there. Chronic lead block. It sets up a perfect lane for First Killer there.
So you give a little bit, but then you get some back. Razebull hoping for a clear out. CRR coming quickly to support. Diaz was also sitting close. It's an awkward ball. We saw Ultimates. Nobody was really in position to take advantage of that touch. Complexity get back to those challenges. This Ultimates offense has a lot to it. First Killer next up, challenge straight up, but no immediate threat from Ultimates. Chronic will wait. So the touch goes right back to him, but Ultimates are really struggling to actually get the pace going here in the blue.
Yeah, it has been a little tough. Ball's not going their way on some of these, and you can see them have to just slightly readjust here. First Killer couldn't get that pass mid to Chronic because he ended up losing the 50 back in his own half. So what did he have to do? He had to double back, collect, but they are keeping this ball in Complexity's half for a long time here. Complexity is struggling to get it out, and that was a goal line save there by Razebull.
There's that defense that gets them out. Can you actually hold on to this? If a team is taking a lot of shots, you don't really call it good defense. Just
the ceiling.
A lot of good goal line saves, and here's another one. CRR gets there with no boost. Razebull wins a massive 50 to give some space. LJ will have the clearance lane out. Diaz to meet him off the ceiling, but that'll be fine. CRR gets the catch, and now they get to look at it. Razebull actually gets the lead, and Ultimates trying to heat up a bit. Diaz gets first look at it, and Complexity's defense hold on for now.
Yeah, they're holding on, but they're not in the best position. Good shot, good save. Can he get the follow-up? CRR pass, put it right by him. CRR making it a 2-goal game.
Yeah, just call it the Brazilian missile. He doesn't get the goal here, but he's still going to explode into the net. And CRR's got him again. 3-1 for Complexity, imposing their will here on Ultimates.
And Ultimates are getting the field position. They're getting the ball in that blue half. They're able to transition properly, but they got caught really bad there on that counter. And Diaz still showing his impact. Again, almost adding another one. Good fake there from CRR to leave it, though, for Raze Bull. Complexity is starting to ramp up here late in game one to finish it, and they are going to at this rate. Raze Bull now on the board as everyone on the board for Complexity.
The Ultimates defense nowhere to be found. Chronic's off getting boost. First killer came off the 50, went to go get boost after LJ had challenged initially, and that left nobody back. Chronic needed more time to actually get back into position. That made it easy for Raze Bull to score that one. But the standout in game number one has to be Diaz. And it's not something that you could say for their South American run. When you watch Complexity play with Diaz, when he first joined this Complexity roster, you could tell he was still trying to find his footing and trying to find his comfort. Well, at least in this game, and so far in North America, he looks more comfortable than he ever has. Chronic will find a way to deliver a goal here and maybe make this one a question mark.
Yeah, this one, CRR wasn't expecting the ball to go low. Raze Bull late, and Raze Bull was last there, so he had to make contact. Chronic making sure to land that one, but Ultimates will have to race against the clock. That was Chronic's first goal in 6 shots. So we'll see here how they handle things off the kickoff.
Up for the challenge this time. First killer coming quickly. He's maybe getting a pass. Right back to give and go between him and LJ. Forces Chronic to hurry back after the clear. Diaz up quickly, but not much more he can do with the ball. Complexity are happy for a touch and go downfield to waste a little time on the clock. It's not just one Ultimates need. LJ can't get there. First killer tried to take an aggressive 50 in front, but Chronic again was forced back as third man. The pass down. The first killer, LJ's got like 22 here. And yeah, gets deleted on the play. Ultimates are trying to bite on anything that might work. His time is expiring. Complexity hold the line just fine and look to take game one.
Game one here from Complexity. Smooth sailing and just efficient. And it's really led by that man right there, Diaz. What a pass here from Raze Bull toward the end. Got the musty to him, and Diaz just banks the shot. Shooting 3 for 5 that game. A hat trick for him. Complexity revving. On offense from Ultimates, Diaz had that lane, 2 air dribble bumps in a comfortable space. So Complexity are going to punish to the best of their ability. It's going to be up to Ultimates. Again, if they're striking, they have to strike true.
Well, here we go. For the Ultimates, almost feels like they need to make a statement this game, despite it being a best of 7. He allowed 5 from Complexity. Chronic wins the contest. First killer just trying to deny CRR the outlet lane. Maybe could have set up something nice. That 50 didn't go the way LJ was planning for it. Chronic was in position to take it anyway. But still, you see them taking the lax position back, the defensive spot. They don't feel like they're in command of the ball. Tells you how they feel like these 50s are going so far.
Yeah, no doubt. Complexity, though, doing a great job of getting that possession. You see just Diaz able to push it all the way down to midfield and end up trying to force some contact there on the ball. Just forcing Ultimates to go up and taking a player out of the play just to match it. Good save there from Diaz, stopping first killer there as well.
Well, Diaz somehow gets the demo.
Oh, gets another one.
Diaz, that one makes more sense. Raze Bull, nah, you got nothing there. Thought maybe he'd try to go for the low dish. Looked like that might have been the idea, but just could not actually get his car in position from that low. But still, Ultimates have absolutely nothing. First killer by the time he gets back to the ball, he's got almost 0. How are you going to add any impact to your touch? It's been difficult for Ultimates. They're chasing down every play, and it's Complexity in control right now.
Yeah, you even see that there, CRR last back. He's recognizing, okay, first killer's car is going toward that corner. I can fake challenge, just get possession. We just had a demo on our side, so let's recollect. And now that I have this ball, Ultimates can't put a shot on. These are the big decisions that are making it so hard for Ultimates to strike. Fake there, but CRR couldn't commit. He had to dodge a demo there.
If Raze Bull positioning forward there and just couldn't get back to the ball. You said faking it out. Team wasn't ready for it. It looked like there was an opening there for Complexity. Nobody on the ball for Ultimates. LJ out of boost, ball away from him. And this continues to plague Ultimates. They cannot find a way to get in the driver's seat of this game. Finally, First Killer gets a flick. Maybe this is where they could do it. Diaz fakes that first approach and will take it away from him. While Diaz doing so much here. He beats everybody. First Killer forced to make the save on the way back after Diaz beat him initially. LJ gets tackled. CRR hoping to maybe hit that into Diaz, but he was backwards, and he'll find it right back to Raisbull. And there it is again. Daz Complexity still commanding the pace of play, commanding the touches, commanding the demos. Diaz at the charge on the Vanguard. Raisbull almost got him. Diaz can't find the mark.
I'm telling you, watch the bull. Look, I hit my mic earlier because you were talking about Diaz. Diaz was doing great on the ball individually, but the bull was setting him up really well. LJ had a bit of a delay on one of his challenges to the ball because Raisbull was threatening the demo. Then Raisbull got another demo. This time Raisbull misses, and it could have led to a scoring chance for Ultimates, but they were a little too far behind.
And did not expect Raisbull to miss that one. You're up there to contest it. Ultimates, not a ton of chances. Gotta try to convert on every one you get. A lot of explosions. Look at First Killer on the respawn. He's forced to catch the ball immediately and has to concede that boost. Chronic picks up his boost on the respawn. And Ultimate's just hoping they can reform here. First Killer doesn't quite get the touch. I think that's pretty much what Raisbull wanted, minus a little bit of control. And Complexity will not give Ultimates a lane in. Only 2 shots apiece, though, for both squads. LJ just may come alive here. It comes down, but First Killer had to track across the box. And Chronic has a little bit now. Ultimates, this is the most possession that they've had all game. What can they do with it? As the blue cars are just crashing in and taking the ball away. Here comes Diaz. That's up a little too high and fast. Easily defended.
Yeah, Diaz brings that one out, but it comes right back downfield. And this one, low scoring. And even in the points total, low as well, as time is ticking down in regulation. 2 shots from Complexity, both on Diaz. They haven't been too threatening. 5 on the side of Ultimates, but it's still scoreless. Chance there for the ball, and it gives you the horns. Complexity in front.
El Toro will always show up for you, but LJ's coming back. Watching CRR line this up and that touch out. LJ's playing that read down. Even with CRR there, he's still expecting that ball to be close to the back wall, but it pops out. All of a sudden, LJ's out of position. First Killer has to dive for it, and Complexity capitalize from the bull. And almost puts another one on here. Complexity in position to go up 2-0 in the series here against the Ultimates. Chronic dives for the ball, but CRR had a beat all day.
Now this is danger for Ultimates. Chronic will get a bump. First Killer will try to flip reset it down, but the bull ready. He's gonna waste a lot of time. LJ knows it, tries to intercept. Chronic gives it to Diaz. Diaz to CRR. CRR on the sidewall. Going to drop this one, but it's still up in the air. And First Killer and Ultimates will have to try to bring this all the way downfield. They don't have the boost, and they barely have the possession. They're trying to keep it up, but Complexity will not get Dewey's here coming off the timeout. Are going to need to make big changes here because the offense isn't producing. The defense is letting things slip, and Complexity are hungry to close this one out. But they get one. Is it off the kickoff? Is it in? No! LJ missed. First Killer, he'll clean it up. First goal for Ultimates.
Well, the kickoff, they try the bot kickoff, and, well, a split in bowling doesn't get you any points, but it certainly gives you a great position to score in Rocket League. And, well, there you go, Ultimates. You finally get your first lead here, and it is First Killer to collect that goal after LJ couldn't quite stretch there. And you got to capitalize on something, and you got that, but that touch, Raisbull bumped off the play, and Chronic will scoop it back up.
All right, they get one here. A comfortable first goal lead. Well, comfortable, but very fragile, especially against Complexity. Now, Complexity looking forward here, but Ultimates can start to manage the game here a little bit more. They just got to be very careful. Chance for CR. He's got it. Tied up game.
It doesn't. If you wave the flag at El Toro, he's gonna come anyway. He might not score, but he's got backup.
He's looking at a lot of red on that orange side, Jorby, and he's hunting.
That is classic Raisbull. And we were talking, it was all Diaz in game 1. And Raisbull, he didn't have to do too much. Even on defense, get the clear out. All right, Diaz, go do your thing. And you were pointing it out, though. He was head hunting like a bull should. And once a given Complexity, Well, they've looked ahead above the Ultimates in this entire series. Diaz swinging across, steals the boost, and will just keep on driving on the ground, popping that ball away from the Ultimates. Goes down, Raisable underneath. They are in the Ultimates' head right now.
Yeah, you saw First Killer, he tried to get a demo. Wait, pass through? First Killer, necessary touch there to get the clearance. Raisable was eyeing it. Transition play, no one gonna be there in time. They gotta go all the way downfield. Great clearance from Raisable.
First Killer gets some space. Diaz underneath. Challenge back to Chronic. And they were ready. How do you hold LJ? No boost spawn for him. He stat on that midfield boost, which Chronic just grabbed as it spawned as he ran over it. And then LJ was kind of left stranded and not able to do anything. Now Complexity have the ball. Raisable goes for the tackle. CRR gets deleted. And First Killer will precariously carry it out as he also finds his way to the Shadow Realm. And Raisable will carry this one out safely for Complexity.
It feels like he's everywhere. On ball, off ball, getting saves, pressuring Ultimate's defense. What a game, what a series Raisable's had so far as he gets another touch. Complexity, though, this is not just a one-man show. Everybody has been stepping up, and the game's still tied, but they are not privy to letting Ultimates easily come back in their half and take the lead.
Raisable waiting for Diaz, and right over his head, he's got it covered. Recovers back onto the back wall, lets the play develop in front. Raisable ready again. Beats LJ to the punch, but he's got no boost. He'll still be downfield, trying to harass First Killer. It works. He gets bumped up, and that will slow things down. It may have worked to Ultimate's benefit, as now they get downfield. First Killer gets the demo. Still the layers are clean for Complexity. LJ, surprise, there's Diaz. Reset, overthrew Chronic, but the 50 goes out to the wayside. CRR's got to make up for it. And I think El Toro helped him out there.
He did. That's what I'm saying. That's what he's been doing. You saw First Killer's on the other side of the field. If Raisable isn't there, First Killer's going for the ball. Great chance, you know, First Killer is going to be able to deny it that time, but it's Raisable's effect of just blocking out players to get to the ball. He's reading the play so well.
Here he goes again. Locked it down. But the target denied by LJ. CRR next shot. Denied this time. First Killer gets credit, but they send multiple to make sure it doesn't go in. And now the gift from LJ and the goal from First Killer. He's got his second and an Ultimate's lead.
It gets some time and they can produce. LJ on the ball. Great pass to First Killer. First hits the shot past the defense. Ultimates on the board. First Killer shooting 2 for 3 with 3 saves. Can they continue to produce?
Production for First Killer, and look what it's getting them in position to win the game. But CRR and Raisable are looking for a little bit more. Diaz was playing aggressively, and he's forced to turn tail and try to get a little bit of protection. First Killer just jumped right on top of it. He found the read. Now LJ beats one. LJ beats, oh no, he got denied. CRR somehow kept the ball out. Chronic with position. Can he get some insurance? No. The Ultimates are denied, and Complexity keep themselves in the conversation as CRR gets down the field. Trying to get down underneath, and First Killer's on the ball again, but Complexity want to get it. CRR's demo doesn't matter. Diaz was ready for it, and CRR bails them out.
Oh, good boost there from LJ. Double commit, though. First Killer tried to get there from Diaz. What a reaction. Now they end up sealing the ball downfield. Could have been a great play, but you see, LJ, when he had that solo, he was able to just get the defense shaking, almost did that all by himself. Wanting to see more of that there on the side of Ultimates. They're in the lead right now, but the speed is increasing, and a chance for a mistake could rise here as CRR tries to get the bump, a good read on Chronic to get the ball away.
Raisable keeps it going forward as well. Diaz on the back line, waiting to see how Chronic approaches. He almost runs into Raisable on the play. CRR takes his boost. Raisable also avoiding everybody on the back of the rotation. He'll have to support Diaz on the push forward. First Killer wins a tough one. Raisable having a half flip back. They leave it down. Whoa, First Killer. He's out of the play. Did it get bumped, or was that just a misplay? Either way, here comes Complexity down the field. Diaz is up a little late and tried to find the read against First Killer. CRR with one last try, 0 seconds. The technical timeout doesn't work out for Ultimates. CRR pops it up. Diaz comes to assist. Ball still in the air. CRR got the demo. The ball! Goal!
Are you kidding? All the way downfield, Complexity roar! Diaz with the lane, CRR with the demo, and the Bull bakes the goal. We are not done yet with game 3.
CRR popping that one up, and then Diaz giving it a little extra extra spice as well. And here comes CRR at the start of OT. The Ultimates were starting to look a little more fresh, but they've been sitting in the granary a little too long. Can't get moldy now. This is LJ. Pops across the corner. Raise Bull finds the 50. CRR harassing first killer. Diaz playing a close second as well. Raise Bull coming in from behind. Complexity want to commit everything, but Chronic avoids the bump. First killer on the corner. CRR in front of the box. No tip it. Diaz in a precarious spot. Finding first killer was Chronic. Tries for the double, but Diaz was ready for it.
Speed on Diaz as well. Doesn't leave that one up to chance. Doesn't hesitate. Now Raise Bull with a chance for a solo. Gets a bump. CRR now. He gets that away from Chronic. It's really awkward here on Complexity, but they're moving on field. Shot! Diaz! Can he get it? No, it's blocked! Raise Bull's not going to be able to get it. The double will keep it on the goal line, but LJ clears it away.
Absolute chaos on their back line. And honestly, that touch might work because everybody from Ultimates has to catch up no matter what. LJ gets a touch there, unless he pops it back. There was no way they were going to get to it in time. And now Raise Bull wins a crucial 50 in the third. He's just going to go down. Does he get the bump? CRR keeps it tight. First killer comes to support. Free ball for Diaz, but it bounces, making it difficult to carry. CRR's back with a full tank, and LJ sent it too quick. Chronic with the midfield boost. CRR wants to go high. Chronic tries to meet him, drops it back down. First killer forced to clear it out himself.
Yeah, he's going to play it, take his time, hit this off to the side. Doesn't have too much help, has to get a 50 for it. LJ recognizes it, says we can't make a play here. Let's bring it back, collect, and try again.
Well, Diaz happy to respawn as LJ gets right back on the midfield line towards the box. First killer pops it underneath one, but Diaz is quick on the follow-up and ready to get the ball downfield. Race Bull's down, tip in, saved by first killer.
Not done yet. CR, can he get there? Does get there, play 50, Race Bull's there. Plays it close to get the ball away from Chronic. They're trying to avoid a clearance. Diaz turns, but first killer able to track it down in time. LJ won't be going towards net, so Race Bull will be able to collect. Ultimates gotta come away with this one. They gave up this game by not challenging Complexity at 0. They cannot drop this one, especially when they don't have any timeouts left. First killer, shot to win! He's got it! First killer scores!
A hat trick and 1,000 for first killer coming alive and making sure the Ultimates are in the series. We've got a ball game.
The ball is still raging forward. Complexity still have resilience. You got to think about it. That game, they were down at 0, and they made magic happen. They are not done yet. Ultimates, you got 1. But you're going to need 3 more against this team. Can you do it?
Complexity only need 2 as Diaz will get that first 50. Maybe another free ball after the failed challenge. This is looking a little deadly. CRR hits him with the changeup. LJ forced to commit, and CRR a lazy stroll.
I mean, Diaz just plays it low and slow, gets it right back past Chronic. It's a free shot for CRR. LJ, like you said, still like processing as the play develops, and the changeup on the speed and pace was just enough for Complexity. So now they start with the lead as opposed to game 3 with that early kickoff goal from Ultimates.
It hasn't been easy for the Ultimates when they're down first. Not just saved off the post. And another whifty. CRR just pops it over one. You saw Raise Bull a little off the ball there and was hesitant, trying to eye LJ up. And then it's wide open.
CR gets the goal, but it should go to Diaz on that one. But it's just a read. A little bit of hesitation. I think it was a contact between LJ and Chronic there. It set up just enough time for Diaz to get to the ball before, I think, the first killer. And there was no one home.
Yeah, first killer went for that challenge regardless. Thought he had the speed, but I mean, Diaz had the height on him. Okay, maybe it was a bang-bang decision there, but either way, you take the risk to try to get that challenge. You feel that pressure. Now the journey gets a little harder. First killer's shot denied. CRR will protect the ball, and Raise Bull will bring it right back out. Love that touch from LJ. Raise Bull even just being annoying there. Just trying to get first killer a free out. Raise Bull says no freebies today.
Yeah, he's made it so difficult for Ultimates all over the field. Now, still trying to make something work here, but it's going to be first killer versus Diaz here. 1v1 situation. Diaz, great read to knock it out.
He had to, because CRR was going for a bump on the back line when first killer got control of the ball. But Diaz had to take that challenge because there was no support coming for him. Still, that's what you got for complexity. Everyone's been able to answer this call when it comes to holding the line on defense, when it comes to giving your team a chance in every single one of these games if you aren't dominating in it like you were in game 1.
So, Ultimate's still trying to work through this now. Chance here for Chronic, and he's got this goal. Great pass from LJ to set him up.
And this time they finally catch complexity on that retreat. Raisbull swings off the challenge instead of just trying to take LJ at the point. And that really left CRR stranded. I mean, what is he supposed to do there? Now he just has to watch Chronic go for the shot. He can't really do that much. Raisbull, I think a rare decision, what's the word I'm looking for? Mistake. There we go. From him on defense. And that gives Ultimates a chance here where you were starting to build up that insurance, Des.
Yeah, right. You know, and it's good, though, on the side of Ultimates to get Chronic there involved in that scoring chance. And it's a first killer, though. This one, a full team effort. And Ultimates starting to cook. Look at this great setup for Chronic to LJ. And first killer, he's got the whole net to shoot at.
Yeah, Chronic really set all that up, didn't he? Because Diaz is on the back wall. He needs a 50 that he can at least get to. Chronic just lets the challenge come into him. Now the ball's back a little bit. Diaz doesn't have the boost to chase it down immediately. That little bit of space gives them the difference. But Diaz almost finds the net to take the lead back, but now Ultimates have 2 unanswered.
I like you, Jordan. You're so smart.
You know what, Daz? I'll take that. You might be the first co-caster to ever say that to me.
Now kiss. All right, let's keep this one going.
This killer punts it downfield, and the Ultimates look much better than they do in those first 2 games.
Yeah, they do. And it's a little, you know, you're starting to see a little bit of issues. Oh, never mind. Look at this. Look how they transition. They get the ball. A little bit of space here. Great first touch. It sets up Raisbull just with enough time to get there. And the defense, they got to get a hand up to block that because you can just see how effective complexity are in situations like that.
Those bumps are absolutely brutal. The Ultimates have been able to dish some of that pain back. LJ, it seems like the threat and then not taking the threat has been what has succeeded the most for the Ultimates. Complexity are just attacking the point. They're like, fine, you're going for the reset, we'll cover the reset. And so the fakes have worked out. It's time to get a buff. Double! Oh, first killer!
Because he's first killer and you're not. Gets a little bit of room. Very tight angle on that. But of course, if there's anybody in the world, first killer's hitting that.
No, Wave, you know what? Put that in top play consideration. I think that one was pretty sick there from first killer. He's especially, I guess, he needed that tactical timeout. He left the game, changed his car, and I guess this is the preset. Nice touch from Raisbull, soft. Allowing CRR to take that pop shot. And that looked way more deadly than I thought it would. Chronic. The ball kind of floated in front of the net.
So, tense here in the matchup, though. Not too many opportunities of like consistency on the side of complexity, but it's really plays like this. Diaz getting it past Raisbull. Normally he's a little faster there on the play, but first killer just gets there first.
I mean, Diaz getting bumped as well. Otherwise, he probably has a chance at that double tap. Cleared again for CRR, but complexity don't have nearly the command that they did. They're having to fight a lot more for this possession. Raisbull unable to beat 2 on the play, but the rest of complexity were able to get set. Ball's away from first killer. Diaz underneath CRR, but won't get a chance at the play. Chronic plays it back to his teammate. CRR hoping to harry this rotation. He might be putting first killer in position to make a play here. First killer really just playing it away from Chronic. That's not going to help them out immediately. We see complexity forced to dump this ball out.
Yeah, like that from Diaz, though. Those initial just strong challenges to get the ball upfield, get that control, but complexity not able to really get a shot on in this moment. Every player has 4 on their side, but first killer, good cut, forces 2 up. LJ with a chance. Oh, just blocked there on the goal line, ground pinch. But wait a second, can first killer do a finish? He's gonna leave it for Chronic. LJ goes across to get boost, so they're gonna try to keep this up for him.
They got it.
Killer. Oh, they tried to send it mid, but CRR got that demo. Diaz, he wanted that. He wanted that. We go to overtime.
You know what? I like that hunger from Diaz. Forget that. Let's diff him right there. Couldn't quite keep the ball up. Another OT. Ultimate's trying to tie the series up. Complexity started strong, but the Ultimates have come right back and are starting to clear the press as much as Complexity. Diaz takes the ball away from LJ. First killer will wait. Chronic will take that first 50. First killer underneath, has to dive in front. And again, not the 50 he was hoping for, having to dive for the ball instead of being in position for it. Diaz underneath it, got the boost, pops it up high, and a bump, but there's too many players from the Ultimates there.
Ooh, in space. First killer couldn't get there. Was in a good position. Diaz with the demo. We're starting to see that a little bit more from Complexity as they try to shut down Ultimate's offense, which has been very good, especially this game. CRR trying to get that bump on Chronic. Diaz with lots of space here to work with. What's he do? Says, I want this boost, I want this ball. LJ trying to cut it off. Diaz trying to fake him out. Diaz still holding on top of this. Is going to go through the whole team. RLCS there to assist. And it gets shut down.
Maybe a half second there, RLCS. Well, cook a little bit longer for that, but I don't know if it gets to the ball anyway. Oh, wait. RLCS let it go. That just worked out for first killer. His Complexity had flipped too early. Gave the ball up. They still have to hold the ball. LJ was left with nothing. First killer coming from behind to cut. Chronic waiting downfield as well. Diaz looking for RLCS. Complexity trying to generate a possession. But they're only finding LJ on the ball. First killer taking it from him. Hard shot. And Diaz puts it up high as well. Despite how powerful that shot came out. CRR not a ton of boost in the tank. The Ultimates get back to it.
They do. They've been able to manage some of these off-ball demos that have gone on. And now they're trying to create offensively. First kill is getting bumps on Diaz off ball here, but it really just kind of puts Diaz in a bit more of a favorable position as third. So he's going to be up in the air, but he didn't stop Chronic, so now Ultimates continue to keep the ball.
CRR lost the boost. First killer takes it away from him, trying to pave a path for LJ, and now has to pave a path of retreat. RLCS looking across the side. CRR steals that boost. Diaz just takes the shot himself. No boost available for either player. First killer, battering ram is out. CRR just wins this touch. LJ loses it. CRR speedy, but couldn't quite keep possession. And Diaz forced to wait as Chronic has the ball. Back towards the midfield line. Keeps it high. CRR's ready.
Ultimate's no boost here on the play. LJ and first killer just got to those big pads, but if that ball was cut off better, it could have been a chance here. As RLCS across, but CRR's there. Diaz is trying to reposition and get into the right spot. He's waiting there on the wing, but first killer able to get a touch out, play it on the sidewall. Very dangerous moment, though, on the side of Ultimates.
Touch from LJ is good enough. RLCS has to stretch. CRR full boost. Can't get the touch. Taken away by Chronic, who can't get a follow-up. Now Diaz beating LJ. Just can't put it on target, and first killer's there regardless. He turned ball cam off immediately. He knew he had LJ beat, but RLCS sets up another one. CRR, no! LJ gets there in time. 3 minutes of OT, and the Ultimates will not relent. He's still downfield, CRR, but no one was available to bump. Diaz looking for CRR. Second to third man pass. Nobody can immediately punish first killer, prevents him from going. And the Ultimates defense is what stands tall in this game. And this is just game 3.
They are breaking out. They're breaking out barely, Jordan. They've been put in low boost situations. The physicality's been getting to them, but Complexity have been sacrificing speed for accuracy. They want to get to the ball first, so they haven't been able to put it on target or get those passes as accurately as they need to. That being said, Ultimates has been able to mitigate it, especially first killer here defensively. Now, chances there for Ultimates on offense, they haven't really been they've been far and few between. And for them, I mean, they're just trying to get this past Complexity so they can set something up. That's where it is right now. Complexity is positioning so aggressively, but it's been working. But that's what Diaz!
It's simple, it's easy. Infield passing play to put the Ultimates on match point. Chronic left stranded and dangling. 4 minutes of OT, 3 games.
The backs are against the wall right now.
Bot kickoff. Didn't work last time for Complexity, and I don't think really works out that way for them this time. At least it's not on their net. At least if you're a Complexity fan. If you're an Ultimates fan, you're not too happy about it. And here's first killer. And the ball taken away from him. Diaz gets bumped and almost turned it into an opportunity. Chronic beats the defender. This is taking a while, though. First killer to LJ. Good idea. After it took a while, you got to generate some space, but unfortunately couldn't get the target they were looking for.
Yeah, they also had Chronic moving the field looking for a bump, and he couldn't even make contact there. We're just starting to see a lot of speed here on the side of Ultimates. Let's not leave it too many consistent chances. They just can't get that ball into a shooting position.
Diaz, nothing, just a time delaying touch. His first killer through one, and again, no angles open. Touch in the midfield buys time for complexity. It's not the greatest touch from Diaz, but actually, he got an outlet now. The rest of the Ultimates are running quickly, and Chronic will get the save. Now they're in hurry-up mode. Raze will force first killer up the wall. He gets to steal his boost and gets the 50. CRR's ready for this touch from LJ as well. Chronic has to come down quick. First killer will help him out. That does stabilize things a little bit, but it was starting to get a little crazy in that corner after Raze will force first killer up and put everybody on watch there in the corner.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing, I really like just Diaz's individual play on the ball. He's been really good at just getting to the ball and bringing it into the air really as efficiently as he can. And it's gotten a lot of room for Complexity to work upfield. Very impressive on his end. Still though, nothing in this game for either team so far, but as we've seen, things can ramp up in an instant.
Diaz has been kind of stuck as third man right now. His Complexity are looking for a way out. He's been stuck on small pads this entire defensive stand. And they get a clear, and he can finally collect some boost and take point here. First killer forced off the ball, but look how far back the rest of Complexity are. Not the position you're used to seeing them in when they do get that clear out downfield, but shows you how long they were on that stint on defense as well. Now they're working for another clear.
It's a little awkward. Good clearance though from Diaz, just putting it in space. And first killer doesn't even have enough boost to solo, so he's got to opt for a pass. And LJ gets there, but he can't make anything work with that. And Ultimates just gave Complexity a lot of time to get boosted up as they look for a way downfield.
You think a free touch in the third for LJ should be some sort of opportunity that you can try to capitalize on. Two had committed for Complexity on this play. Chronic on the outside angle. Razor's got to beat CRR underneath. There's Diaz downfield. First killer has to contend him, and he'll delete him instead. That'll work to give LJ some space.
What a pinch from Razor there as well. And CRR up so early, they're trying to limit every opportunity for Ultimates to get going individually. Basically almost forcing the team play out of them if they want to get close to scoring. Oh, but there's a chance! Chronic! Oh, wow. What a block from CRR.
CRR just went for it. I don't even know if he knew someone was there, but he knew he had to defend. And my God, he just goes down the field and dices him up himself. Yeah, he just jumped off that. He had stolen the boost. He was coming across. He's like, even if nobody's there, I'm going to be right there on the ball. I'm just going. And it works out for him, and then he only has one to beat downfield. He's got momentum because of the decision that he makes downfield, and Complexity get the lead. A minute 43 remaining, and quite possibly the series win.
A good composure, too, for CRR. Hold on to the ball, even with the LJ fake challenge, and then just lines up the flick very well. Saw something like that earlier today with Atomic. And now, Complexity. A minute 20 away from continuing on here and really cementing themselves as one of the top teams in North America. The Ultimates, time not on their side. They got to move fast.
Razor, they'll opt to not challenge first killer and wants control of the ball, but you just gave LJ the goal. Razor outthinks himself and gives it up to the Ultimates.
Yeah, and you know, this is really good for LJ. Not only does he dodge a demo from Diaz in the midfield, he's tracking first killer all the way as first killer's pushed through to set up the assist. Great effort from Ultimates there to tie it.
What do we keep saying, Daz, on these fake challenges? Granted, you think Brazeball's in the first position there, so maybe it's not too harmful, but gotta make sure you protect the rock, especially if you're coming across the box. A lot of risk involved. Sometimes it's just better to go for the challenge. Here we go again. CRR underneath. Got the 50, big muscles, but can't quite get the lift.
Chronic, good touch there too. And you're seeing again, Ultimates being able to at least work the ball upfield. Razebull though getting some bumps downfield. And set up a lane. Can Razebull get there? He almost good. CRR shot blocked by LJ.
Razebull not done either. Keeps it up. Chronic booms it back downfield, and the Ultimates, they're praying they can get something in regulation, or we might be in for another long OT. And this is just to get the Neo Tokyo for them. Complexity. One goal could separate them from moving on. Here's CRR trying to tackle everybody, and we do indeed get another OT here in Game 5.
Overtime, Game 5 again. Ultimates. Can they force a Game 6, or is Diaz going to end it all here? Gets the flick high. First killer will deny, and Ultimates can try to play on.
Raise Bull. How many times we've seen him do it? He ran out of boost this time. Diaz forces LJ to hop. Now CRR is on top of it. Chronic keeps the ball tight. First killer on the wing. He's got the boost, but he saw Diaz that whole way. He knew he had to wait. Diaz finding his way through the 50s. Not a good touch from Rainbow. CRR was playing tight. Barely recovers in time.
Like you said, barely recovered in time. That was almost disastrous, and it still could be here. One demo, two demos. First killer, can he get to the ball? No, he's demoed. And now Ultimates, who had a chance there, and that was open for the time being, could not capitalize.
Complexity give him a little South American sandwich there to keep him from scoring. Off the corner, LJ, nothing he can do about it. Chronic's got pads, if any pads right there. First killer, up high, chasing it down. LJ, no! El Toro keeps Complexity in the game.
He was tracking the play. He had a good view of it, got to the ball in time, and now he's actually making things awkward for first killer downfield. He's able to rotate back in time as Diaz and CRR have been playing the 50 game in the blue corner. Chronic off the ceiling. Can he get it through? Oh, let it go. Chance for first killer. Goal!
It was just too much. Chronic begins it. Rainbow loses the ball. LJ sets it up, and first killer with the tap in. We're going to Neo.
I know that it's been cooking, it's been brewing, the battery's been charging. I want to see that, but it's going to be up to the Ultimates. They're in control of their own destiny, I want to say. Complexity has set the tone. You know what you're going to get from them. Oh, look at that, right off the kickoff. Ultimates with the goal here, and we got them with an early lead.
You might have the long eye, Daz. You might be able to see the future here as they get the perfect delivery on the kickoff 2 seconds into the game. The Ultimates want to control Neo Tokyo from the onset. And Complexity, you were able to make a statement in Game 1. You won 5-2. And we thought, oh boy, is it going to be that kind of game for the Ultimates again against Complexity? But it's starting to feel a little different now. Ever since that timeout, First Killer's playing a little different. First Killer's playing a little different.
I need to know the copy of the game he has. Because how do you just pull this out of nowhere? Raise Bull tries to get the challenge. He thinks he has a good 50, but First Killer on top of the ball, pinch in your net. 2-goal lead for Ultimates.
Like, you want to talk about clutch mode? In every single overtime that the Ultimates have been in this weekend, guess who has scored that goal? First Killer. Clutch it up for them when he needs them to. Thanks to the supporting cast as well, the Ultimates are in position to take this one the distance as Chronic and First Killer will work together. But a 2-goal lead, you still don't feel like it's enough against this Complexity squad who have played well all series long. The Bull almost burst the gate wide open there, but instead the 50 works out for LJ. Nobody from Complexity's home! An easy goal, 3-0.
I mean, you can see the momentum building here on Ultimates. They get those first 2 goals. Now, you see the aggressiveness from Complexity. All of a sudden, Ultimates have an answer for it. Long clearance, downfield. I like what I'm seeing out of them. 3-goal game. So much time left on the clock. We know Complexity can make this high scoring, but this is a bad deficit for them to start off with.
And it's the perfect time for the Ultimates where if you're squeezing your controller a little too hard going into game number 6, you get to relax the grip a little bit. Up 3-0. There are 4 minutes, so it might start slowly tightening up as time goes on here, but as long as you hold the lead, maybe you can stay loose for game 7. Completely different makeup right now.
Oh man. First Killer is feeling it. You could tell. Obviously, you could tell earlier in the series what his performance is, the amount of stats, but he's really going for some crazy things today. Look at this. Right off the ceiling. He wanted to see if he could call Diaz's number. Diaz answered and got the stop.
Chronic saying he's got it. LJ takes the support. Love the comms here from the Ultimates. They keep on striking. LJ almost found it. Somehow Diaz kept it out.
Ultimate's not letting up. Complexity have to take things in stride. That's a good beat pass to Diaz to CR. Oh, he almost found the angle.
Love the idea, too, from Diaz. You know you have someone screening across. You might think it's just better to take the shot there. You can kill them, they can counterattack. That's another goal. for First Killer, 2 for LJ, and maybe a Game 7 in store for the Ultimates versus Complexity.
Another clean beat, great assists from LJ, but great speed from First Killer. They're hot and they're not letting up.
Now it's 2 minutes into the game. CRR with a cool 54 points. Gonna hope to triple that number at least in the next minute. As First Killer pops it up high, Diaz can't go, called off by Raisbull. Look at that catch from First Killer. No follow-up chance. CRR only 7 boost. He can't go for it either. The backboard is free for the Ultimates. The goals are free for the Ultimates.
It's contagious. Everybody on the team is popping off. Great touch there from Chronic to find the angle. Diaz didn't read it on the defense, and he's got to watch it roll in. 5-0 in Game 6 from Ultimates. They have just ignited so far, Neo Tokyo. Oh my goodness, LJ.
Hello. This is the kind of adjustment you want a team like the Ultimates to make against Complexity, who are trying to be that #2 team in North America. You know, you formed this team to compete with NRG, to contend with them. But you can't even hold a candle there if you can't take this team down. They couldn't in the last tournament. This time, they make the adjustment, and they're dominating them late in the series when your momentum matters the most. You're making the most of it. And Complexity have absolutely no answer. 3 shots on net, 3 minutes into this game, and nothing to show for it.
GR trying to pre-jump. No, LJ's gonna kill the clock there. And you gotta start looking to that Game 7. Man, just what an explosion of offense on the Ultimate side. They're going to try to keep up the pace and run out the clock here in Complexity. They'll try to see if they can get one more or just, you know, start to ramp up, get something. But, I mean, it's almost certain, bearing something catastrophic, that we're going Champions Field here.
You know, I won't usually put you on the spot like this, Daz, unless I'm, you know, calling you true unbiased. But I want to put you in the coach's chair for Complexity for a second, because you had control of this series. The overtimes, you were able to take one of them, but most of them have not gone your way. And this game was a complete come apart for them. Like, what are you looking at for the Complexity in this next game? What's not working that maybe was working before, or is it just that adjustment from the Ultimates?
I mean, at this point, if you're Complexity, you're talking. Leading things up to this point here, just trying to get things back. The question probably might be whether or not you need that extra time for the timeout, but I think that they have started to stabilize a bit here. The question is, you know, you got to go back to how you were playing, because the game just got away from them really early. That's the biggest thing. It got away from them, and then they struggled, just kind of continue to get back up here. And you really want to make sure that they, again, realize their own style of play. They don't get too, I guess, like shaky under the pressure going into this Game 7.
Yeah, it even felt like on a couple of those where, like, they expect a 50 to go their way. A lot of times that's how a team can kind of get caught out, right? Where it's, I think it was CRR's third man playing close to Raisbull as the second man taking the challenge right after Diaz, and then Raisbull kind of hit, or has the challenge weirdly. The ball's over CRR's head. That kind of happened a couple of times in this game. And then, like you said, getting out of hand that early, then everything else is, I mean, it's cake for the Ultimates. Yeah, well, we're hoping for a great series. We got one earlier today with Shopify Rebellion and Deleted. No one expected a 7-game set banger out of that one. We were hoping for a 7-game set banger out of this one. That's exactly what we're getting. We're going to Champions Field.
We are going to Champions Field. All right, let's get this going.
Let's go. Game 7, Champions Field. Chat, throw out your predictions. I don't care what you bet at the start of the game. I don't care what color your Twitch chat name has next to it. No doubt the series has probably changed your mind, or maybe it hasn't. I want to know right now. Tell me who you think is going to win the next 5 minutes plus. Quite possibly. We've had 3 OTs so far. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another one here.
Who's going to make that impact? Who's going to get us started off here on Game 7? Upper matchup, but just still feels just as tense. Both these teams fighting to go to Birmingham. You see Complexity, good reader right there for CRR. Chronic. He's gonna leave this for First Killer. First Killer in these positions has been so effective, guys. The flip reset! First Killer!
He just can't be stopped right now. CRR's back on the back wall. He's hoping flipping a ghost, and CRR can't get back to the ball. The flip reset's a dud, but it hits the bucket anyway. And here we go. Ultimates have scored 7 unanswered goals against Complexity.
There are very few people in this game that can get the title of a superstar player. And First Killer showed you there why he has it. Ultimates in front. They got a lot of game left here to hold off Complexity as they try to fight back.
LJ deleting Diaz on the back line, meaning Ultimates get the free wheel here. LJ underneath. How about his touches in front? You've been calling out LJ and his ability to enable First Killer. You know, we've been giving First Killer his flowers for sure. But it has been LJ at the start of those pushes. A lot of the time, Chronic tries to hold the back line. Complexity can't put it in. Raisbull had the top of the net.
It's a rare miss from the Bull, and he's going to want that one back. Complexity do have the offensive positioning, but who knows if they'll get another chance like that this game. Raisbull leaves it for Diaz. Diaz leaves it for CRR. CRR gets the 50. Gonna play it close. Beats out First Killer. On target. And Raisbull, he tried to close it out, but Chronic put up a wall.
Yeah, that 50 actually helped Chronic. Otherwise, there's a little bit of space for Complexity, and I don't know if he gets back to it in time, but First Killer creates that savior opportunity. It does feel like every single goal could be the difference there. Complexity come to get this back. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a single goal until we go to OT. It doesn't feel like Complexity are apt to make those same errors that they made in Game 6. They take the timeout. They try to refuel here. Chronic up quickly for the ball, but so is Diaz to meet him. And where Diaz was running all over the pitch early on, he hasn't been able to have that same effect. The Bull is challenged by LJ, and that forces CRR back.
CRR trying to chase it down. You see him again playing it close. Diaz was trying to race towards it, not in the best position, a little far away from the play, wanted to get closer. And now, Complexity's offense once again starting to fizzle. Meanwhile, Ultimates still getting more and more physical and making Complexity work for any of their possessions. LJ can he get this off the ceiling. He does get it towards net. Diaz on for a killer shot. And Raisbull able to get the stop.
Great recognition from Raisbull. And the comms there, Diaz more like helpless. Now they get the ball back. But can you actually get the hold here? Diaz is the whole way back on his half. He was really the whole way back at their goal line for a second. Now he's ready to follow Raisbull up. Just gets that 50. Raisbull spends some time turning. First Killer, actually it was LJ who went. When I looked initially before I went to the other cam, I thought First Killer would take that 50. Now CRR shot. Oh. Whoa, First Killer, where's he going? CRR hits him on the backside.
Yeah, he just completely misread this one. Tries to rotate, he sees CRR, but it's just too little too late, and he can't follow the ball properly. Complexity equalizer in Game 7.
It's one of those tight plays where you know that touch is coming, but you still have to be up and ready for it. Otherwise, you might not have enough time to get to the ball, and well, he outran the play. And now here we go, Daz. A minute 30 left. Tied up. LJ, what a touch. Chronic waiting on the midfield line.
Pass, shot, blocked out by CRR. Good pass though from Chronic to get there. LJ off the ceiling. What's he gonna do? Tries to play the 50 out. Chronic didn't really have the boost to play it, so just trying to see how many defenders he can pull out on that play. A chance for Chronic there with the solo. Tried to get the bump on Raisbull as well. You see Ultimates, they're holding on to this ball. They are working through the defense as best as possible. Complexity's defense though, not showing any chinks just yet.
Not just yet, but they do have to spend a lot of boost just to get these clears downfield. Raisbull collects one midfield boost, CRR the other. And the Ultimates trying to keep this ball a little tighter. Diaz ready though. What can they do with this? Whoa, Ultimates got to get reset. That was almost a disaster for them. Raisbull going to take control of it. It still might cost them the pay. CRR, no, it was off target right into LJ. Not done, quite done. As Diaz has to wait. Nobody gets the touch. What in the world is happening? The whips are contagious. Somebody hit the ball.
Hit the ball, please. This one runs down. Again, are you ready? Or is a chance for another overtime? But wait, Raisbull might have something to say about it. Diaz, can he get there? Chronic will deny. Raisbull's looking for a bump on First Killer. First Killer's gonna pick up the mid boost as Chronic brings this upfield. CRR onto the sidewall. And it looks like we might have an agreement to let this fall. Wait a second, that gets through. And that was a little close. Raisbull keep this one up in the air. And wait, CRR keep this up in the air. And no team wants to let it go. They're trying to see which one is gonna let that fall through. Overtime in Game 7.
Well, they did it once this game or this series. Well, they maybe would have done it again. Well, might not have been the cleanest for the Ultimates, but entertaining, absolutely. And here we are, once more. First killer, he scored every single overtime winner for the Ultimates so far. Chronic waits on the backside. CRR has it downfield. Raiseball was also down, forces LJ to take the quick challenge. Diaz, no!
What a block from First Killer. Had to pre-jump that one, got there in time.
Gave it up.
But CRR, you're right, Chronic. Good challenge to knock things away, but they have no follow here. So Raiseball's gonna boom it downfield. LJ was too far forward. CRR trying to get the drop down, but it's denied.
Chronic can't quite beat Diaz. CRR tries to cut in front. Had no boost, buys time. Diaz now has Raiseball. No, Raiseball had to jump early and First Killer was already there. No chance for LJ to get there. Well, man, an absolute dogfight in the air. You just see cars crossing each other through the midfield line. Wondering, is there gonna be a collision? And you know contact's gonna happen one way or the other. Ball to net, cars to car. Either way, an explosion is guaranteed. And it's pushed across, CRR deleted on the play. First Killer, it's around it. LJ, no! Raiseball won't let him in.
What a block.
Ooh.
And like you said, you saw Diaz, he was getting ready to get on there, but Chronic, just a big cut there in the midfield. This is still pressure here on the side of Ultimates. They're getting more physical off ball, trying to zone out Complexity, but now Complexity finally with some room.
Nice challenge from First Killer. Keep that ball up. It turns all of Complexity around. Raiseball lost to Chronic. Down! Chronic!